Hey guys, welcome back to another video. In today's video, I wanted to have a little discussion about the trade deadline and what that means for the Montreal Canadiens. As we know, the trade deadline is always super unexpected. There's some guys that you expect to be moved, and there's others that just kind of happen and you didn't expect it, right? Like last season, we knew Ben Sherratt was moving. We knew Tyler Toffoli was moving. But to me, I didn't really think Kulak was going to move or, this or that. There's always some surprises. So if you didn't already see the little video of Kent Hughes having an interview, pretty much just asked what he's going to do, if he's looking for more first-round picks, and he kind of confirmed that, he's always going to have his eye open on getting another first-round pick for this draft because it's very deep and very strong, so that's his goal. So it brings up the question of who do we think is going to get moved? There's a lot of guys that have been on the chopping block, a lot of guys who we've brought in just to flip at the deadline, and a lot of guys who have their names buzzing around other GMs and just a lot of attention surrounding those players. Now, I don't think that Kent Hughes is going to go full crazy mode and actually toss out the whole team, but I do think that there's a lot of guys that will not be here next year. And there's going to be some guys that probably go that we didn't expect just because the price was right. He got a good call and that guy's just gone, And there's going to be players who we think are supposed to go and you never know. Maybe they don't. Just like Dadonov last year. He was supposed to get traded. He got traded, and then they're like, wait, that was on his no moves clause. That was a team he didn't want to get traded to, and he didn't get traded. There's always surprises. But here are the couple of guys who I think will be moved at the deadline. Keep in mind, Kent Hughes is not going to toss someone away just to get rid of them, He's only going to trade someone if the value is there and if the return is very good for the team, which has been shown in the past. So the guys that I think will get traded may surprise you, but I'll say the obvious ones, let's say. Evgeny Dadonov. We brought him in for one reason only. It was to relieve cap issues from Vegas, and it was clear this guy's getting flipped at the deadline. There might be no value for him right now, but I don't care what the value is. He's going to get flipped. I'm almost certain. If they don't, then that means there was no market for him, and that's very unfortunate. Now, these next two, I'm not sure if they will, but they kind of fit in the same category. And that's Mike Hoffman and Jonathan Drouin. Obviously, they're both injured right now. They're both out. But these two guys, they're kind of hit or miss. A lot of teams might have their eyes on them because they know there's a lot of potential there. But they aren't always proving it, and they're not really showing what they're capable of doing. So the value might not be there, and there might not be any buyers. But those are two guys who I think may be on the chopping block. Now, as for our defensemen, a.k.a. David Savard and Joel Edmondson, these two guys have been rumored to be traded. I mean, David Savard, not as much, but he's still gotten a lot of attention from other GMs. Edmondson, apparently there's a lot of action going around him right now. Apparently the Leafs have been looking into him, other teams like that, because he's that kind of defense that teams love. He could kill penalties, he blocks shots, puts his life on the line out there blocking shots. He's just a great team player too. So he's going to get a lot of calls for sure, and I think he could bring in a nice profit. As for David Savard, I'm not really sure if he'll get traded. He might be one of those guys that just randomly, last minute, someone calls for him, great deal, boom. I don't think there's going to be as much hype for him, but I think you could watch out for him. He might get moved. Never know, though. And finally, I got 3 players that I think are going to bring a big profit if they do get moved. And some of them probably won't get moved, but I think one of them, at minimum, will get moved. So those 3 players are Josh Anderson, Sean Monahan, and Jake Allen. I think these guys have the most value on the team. Sean Monahan, I made a video the other day. People want to keep him. Everyone seems like they want to keep him. But I think there's a lot of teams that want him. And if the price is right, Kent Hughes is going to take it. And I think it's a very high probability thing that may happen. As for Josh Anderson, we know there's teams in the market for him, especially Calgary Flames. There's been a lot of rumors tying Josh Anderson to the Calgary Flames. Apparently, their GM really loves him. He's been watching him since Columbus days. I don't know. There's a lot of rumors there. There's a lot of people watching these two guys. So I think these guys will probably bring in the biggest return. I don't know if they're both going to get moved. They may not. Any of them get moved. They might be on the team next year. Who knows? But I do think one of them is going to get moved at least. I think there's going to be a lot of calls for these two guys, and I would be very surprised if both of them are on the team next year. As for Jake Allen, we all know there's teams that always have goalie issues, and Jake Allen, can be a perfect fit for some teams. He's proven that he can play starting position, or he could be that perfect 1A, 1B kind of goalie. And also, there's been rumors tying Jake Allen to trade rumors in the past. It's not new, so I would not be surprised if he gets moved. And the last reason why I think he may get moved, or why they'd be more open to, even though they just signed him, is because Samuel Montembeault has been playing excellent. He's playing better than Jake Allen this season. Even though he's getting, let's say you could say, the weaker teams, he's got a great record, great save percentage, and he's showing he can take the workload. So maybe because of that, they'll put their trust in Sam, and Jake Allen might be gone. Anyways, this is all kind of just like theoretical stuff. Me just kind of trying to put things together, seeing who may get moved. It's obviously way too early to tell. There could be injuries. There could be trades way before the deadline. And you never know. Some players might pop off. Some players might slow down. And their value goes up or down depending on that. So yeah, that's going to be all for today's video. If you did enjoy, don't be afraid to like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know down in the comments who you think is going to get moved, if I missed anybody. And yeah, I'd love to hear it. Anyways, with that being said, I'll see you all tomorrow. Take care.